I am gonna do a teapot ranking of every team, starting with Team 8's. Team 8's kind of is a team mostly hated due to how much the writers give. And it's sad cause these characters are all good on their own but the writers chooses not to give them all equal screen time, so 7 characters. So let's start.
8. 8!
Yeah, 8! I rate it and straight 8 out of 8!
8! Wait! And 8! 8! 8! 8?
Saw is a character that went downhill fast. She wasn't that good in BFB. But she had a personality, but once BFB 8 can round, they basically make her gag. 8 gag and 8 this. I hate this. They showed they can make her a personality. In A the non-canon Among Us short. So it's not impossible to make her. Plus Bottle is like Saul but without an 8 gag. So why this gag? It's probably why she got eliminated. Plus they're being botted on her team. I don't know. She wasn't that good. And honestly it's surprising to see her go. I highly doubt she'll be rejoining. I mean Cloudy only wanted people to have him rejoin just because who he lost to. Which I think will be more fair to say because Fries and all that have more fans. Although Fries shouldn't really rejoin since he's still in BFDIA and he's like the only character I don't want rejoining. The others sure. Besides Rocky. But Fries is good. Saw sucks. Nobody misses her. Honestly her team missing her was a bit dramatic just because she wasn't that good and plus they didn't know her that well. The writers tried way too hard. With this elimination. I'm pretty sure Pin has went through so 100 personalities in 6 episodes. She went from normal to bossy to nerdy to bossy to bossy to show off. They've showed off like 100 different personalities. The question is confusing. Also she gets a lot of screen time. The writers need to choose to give her a personality and stick with it. I don't even like BFB Pin as much as other do but they were consistent. I don't know. And the sad thing is I love BFDI Pin or BFDI Pin. And BFB Pin is just too bland for me to be cared about. I honestly feel like Pin will have a chance of going. If Rocky was able to go from second safe to bottom 2 in 3 eliminations, Pin could in the next or so elimination. Which won't surprise me since she's kind of meh lately. The writers should just return her to the roots of herself cause nobody really likes this new Pin. Maybe some but that is a small crowd. I literally never hear people talk about how good she is, so there's that. Needle and Coini should have better interactions or stuff with each other, just so we can see more of her. I honestly feel like she has a higher chance of going. She's annoying and honestly I don't see her getting any better so that being sad so. Barf Bag is a weird one. On one hand, I think she's pretty good and works well with other people but on the other hand, I'm confused how she got more votes than Gaty. She's not that great or that special in general. She was mostly in Teapot 1 and 2, fine in Teapot 3. And I guess good in Teapot 4 and onward. But I legit feel like it's weird she rarely interacts with Donut, like she's his best friend but the writers literally act like it doesn't exist and let Barf Bag will interact with anyone but Donut. I'm sure the writers should know that Donut might be in the bottom 2 again and I like Donut and Barf Bag is fine but they barely give her anything with Donut, so there's something wrong. Just try more with them again. If you're gonna keep Clock to do the Clock and Winner arc, you can do something with Barf Bag. Since you know. Also I never understood how she got botted a lot. I mean I can understand Pin or Coini. Even if I don't like Pin, I understand. Barf Bag hasn't done much in Teapot. Could it be because of her BFB self which was great? I wish there was something they would give her cause she's a great character. Just they never do. So there's that. I will be fine with that if she goes next. But she won't. Needle is an interesting one cause people will praise Dora for helping her a team a bunch but when Needle does it, it's a bad thing. Whatever I actually find it weird, cause Needle in BFDI and IDFB was bland. BFDI she was kind of there. And then BFB, she kind of improves. After Loser left, she actually helps her team more, basically replacing Loser. And I am fine with that. Loser wasn't an interesting character to begin with so when I was seeing his team slobber all over him, I was confused. But Teapot she kind of got more and even more lines. which is a similar thing happening with Bombi, which makes me a bit happy since we all know that if she didn't get anything, she would have been eliminated instead of Saw, who is just very bad. Like, do you guys remember things Saw did after BFB 13? I don't, and it's my job to remember it. But I don't know. Maybe the writers will give her more to do. Needle's a great character and has shown to be a better friend to Coini than Pin has recently. Maybe she can if they gave her all the screen time instead of Pin. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Pin as the writers are, because Pin only was good in 2 seasons, BFDI and BFDI, and then she kind of fell off. IDFB had 1 episode, so it doesn't count, and honestly I feel like she'll end up like Leafy, where she has 200 personnels in her mind, and considering Needle is in Teapot, she could gain more fans. Or they can actually try to make Pin a great character, but since they don't wanna do that, I have no idea. Coini is cool. Compared to Pin, he's actually improved, and unlike Pin, I like him in mostly every season. I find that surprising how they're able to make Coini somewhat good, but they can't even keep Pin consistent for like 1 single episode. But what is there? I'm glad he's safe. Honestly, just like Pin, he ain't going anywhere, and unlike Pin, I actually like him. I just hate when he references BFDI like 50 million times. Like, alright, we get it. BFDI was pretty alright season. No need to bring it up 50 million times. Anyways, I feel like he's fine or whatever. Honestly, it's hard to hate Coini. Sure, he can be a bit annoying at times, and honestly I feel like he's a bit overrated. But he's not that bad, and honestly I would like a world where he was first safe, Pin was in the bottom 2 and then went. Look, I don't like Saw. I was joking, but regardless, Coini has fans. He isn't like Needle, where most of her fans are underground, or Barfbag, whose fans exist but I literally never see a single one of them ever. Like, I never see a single Barfbag fan. And he isn't like Saw, who has 0 fans. Actually, Coini has a lot of them, and honestly I could see him probably being the second safe in Teapot since he's got more fans than Pin, and I highly doubt Pin has as many fans as she had in Teapot 4. But why? Why Donut? Now it's odd. Donut is loved by a lot of people. He was doing well on his team Ice Cube. He wasn't really in any danger when he was in BFB, but in Teapot, he was in the bottom 2. Why? Well, the writers haven't gave him much, mainly due to the fact they gave Pin and Coini half the screen time, and I want him to do more. Well, I don't want him to be in the bottom 2, and Barfbag hasn't done much to justify being this safe. And honestly, who would you rather see, Barfbag or Donut? Anyways, I want him to be safe next episode. If his team loses a second time, he has a higher chance of going, and people love Donut. Sure, not in BFDI, but his old personality was weird, and it wasn't until BFB where he actually got good. And I don't know, Donut just needs more love and attention. I love teammates, but the writers have not done anything for him lately, and it makes me sad. They've done more with Pin than they had with Donut. And I do not care for Pin, and neither do most people in general, since Pin has gotten more and more hate lately. Now Gaty is a character I never seen get much love and attention. People will complain that Foldy and Rocky are overhated, who literally do nothing and are very bland. But we'll say Gaty is bland. Gaty is such a great character. I think her in Teapot 2 was the best, and I feel like she should contribute more to her team more, just so she isn't the one to go next. I feel like Gaty being a chill, voice of reason person is just something I liked until rewatching Teapot and BFB and just loving her overall. Like, you think I would hate her, but she's fun. And I hope she has an arc of some sorts. Just because I feel like she will get more fans. Black Hole is still getting love despite being really crappy as a character. I don't know. I just don't want him. Gaty is just a character with a lot of character in her, and I don't want her to go next. Same with Donut. So that's why they're the top. These two can be in danger, and I don't care for Pin and Barfbag as much, especially when Barfbag kind of sits there and mostly interact with anyone but Donut, so there's that. Maybe she won't. Maybe Barfbag or Pin. Pin only really has been losing fans, and I don't see her staying. So let's hoping that she goes. That will be amazing to see. I don't see what's to love with Gaty. She's just a fun character to see and all. I don't know. Just a overall chill and fun character to see, so I am done with this ranking.